Welcome back, race fans, to the B4evaKool, your go-to podcast for all things MotoGP. I'm your host, Rexy 45, and tonight we'll be diving into the high-speed drama unfolding in Termas de Rio Hondo for the 2025 Argentinian Grand Prix. The engines are roaring, the tires are biting into the tarmac, and the competition is already heating up in the practice sessions. Now, we all know Termas is unpredictable, blazing hot 1 minute, slick and tricky the next, and this weekend is already proven to be a wild ride. We got the returning champions looking to defend their dominance, rookies eager to make their marks, and a few surprises creeping up the timing sheet. Who's who? Who's showing early signs of race pace? Who's struggling to find grip? And who's going to shake up the grid and buckle up for this ride because it's going to be crazy. And with no further ado, let's get into it. And I'm going to bring in my first guest, Smitty. Welcome to the B4evaKool show, man. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. What's going on, Rex? Everything is going pretty good. Can't complain.
That's
What about
what's
you?
up, man. I can, but I won't because
Of course you can.
I'm trying to walk with goodness in the heart, man. Because
And I know why.
it's
And I know why you could complain, but I ain't gonna say it just yet.
all right. Okay, that's what's up. That's up. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think I know what you're talking about. Man, how things, man?
93 Mafia.
It's crazy, man. I don't know if we had a chance to catch up since the Thailand round. Refresh my memory. Did we catch up since Thailand?
Afterwards, yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
When Mark
So
won. Yeah. Mhm.
yes. You are definitely eager to say Mark won. So down in they're in Argentina, so South America. Looking at the timesheets, what are your thoughts so far? Is it a foregone conclusion that Mark Marquez is gonna just get a second win in a row?
If the weather holds up and there's no injuries or no crashes, yeah, he'll get a second win. Today in practice, he led the first session. Session two, he broke his old lap record.
Pretty
Still in
crazy.
first place. He's leading both sessions. He should win the sprint tomorrow, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday, same thing, So it's like I
Okay.
said, it's like I said last week. It's going to be a bad year for anybody not wearing number 93. That's simple.
Okay. You think so?
Yes, I do. Talent wise, I think Mark has so much more so than anybody on the grid by a long shot. And now that he has an equal bike, it's not gonna it's not fair almost.
We'll see, man. You know, every rider have their favorite tracks,
Yeah,
and so Marquez might be just hitting his stride right now. But I do think that, and we're seeing that a little bit, that the other guys are not going to let him just take it away. But for sure, if on Monday, if by the end of Sunday, it's Marquez 1 and 2 for the weekend, it's going to be very strange in that Ducati factory camp.
right.
So, but what about the other guys? Zarco looks good on the Honda. I mean, I think he should get a factory seat personally.
Yeah, so Zarco, that was what? Practice one. He was in what? Second place, right?
Yep.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised because at the start of the season, I said if Honda starts getting someplace in the top 10, I'll be happy. To see him just in second place in the first session is amazing. So, I'm pleased with what Honda's doing. And not Honda, but Zarco himself is doing, on that bike. And then practice one, I think he was like sixth, seventh around that. So I mean, he's riding above his head, or the bike has really improved a lot. I don't know, but Honda, I'm pleased so far with what I've seen
Right.
based on how they were last season.
Yeah, and he finished in second. I mean, seventh overall in the second session of the day.
Right.
Did Gian Antonio look really good finishing in second place? I think he really needed that
He did.
after his struggles, and as Lewis mentioned that he was doing a wheelie and crash and hurt himself, kind of thing in Thailand. So for him to finish second with it in the practice session, that looks pretty good, right?
It does. Very amazing. I like Digi.
No doubt, no doubt. It's crazy. We see Bagnaia is struggling. You know, it's normal. I mean, it's normal where he is right now. You know, it's not uncommon for him to well, he's in
Start off slow.
Q2, so he's in Q2.
He
But
is. He
with
is.
last year, he was down at on Fridays. He was at the end of the pack for sure, and end of the grid, or the outer times. I should timing sheet. I should say, all of last year for a good portion as well. So is it good for him that he got 2 third places and he's in Q2 in the second round for Argentina?
Crasho, Pecco Bagnaia, he has a way of starting off slow and getting pace throughout, the weekend. I think that's his strength. And I don't know if that's a strength because, like, to start off slow, you're doing so much work to catch up. And mentally, that's draining, doing
Right.
all that work. So I think for him just to, start on Friday, be at least top 5. That way he has less things to do during the weekend. But I mean, Pecco does always find a way. So I won't count him out quite yet. I still see him being at least top 5 come Sunday.
Right. And these times are pretty close. I mean, we have
They
to
are.
say, right? They like looking at Marquez's time and Pecco's time, they really are real close. And not close enough to change positions for sure. But at the end of the day, they are really close. So the weather, it rained on Thursday night into Friday. So that way in the morning session, the track was still drying out. So do you feel like it'll get quicker tomorrow, and we'll see some of the riders that kind of struggled today shine tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Because the track gets quicker, it's quicker for everybody. So the guys that did struggle, yes, they'll improve, but the fast guys will be faster. So tomorrow, don't be surprised if Mark breaks his record that he set today. Honestly,
Okay, all right. But
it
go
works.
ahead.
Those things like a better track, they help everybody, and a bad track would hinder everybody. So it's not like there's any advantage to any rider. So yeah, but tomorrow should be faster across the board for like all the riders.
Right. I meant more with the wet drying out kind of thing. The riders that struggle in the mixed conditions. But for sure, you're right. It does level the playing field. But we see that Bezecchi is looking really good on that Aprilia. I mean, it's one of the
Yeah.
he's the last one to win here in 2023. Here, I'm not in Argentina, but at the GP, he's looking really good. Can he be one of the guys to kind of get in front of Mark?
Get in front? Nah. That ain't happening. It's not. But I
Times are
mean,
close, man. I mean, Mark is
of course it's possible.
137.29 and he's 137.51.
That's 2/10.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds close, but you figure like over 5 laps, that's a whole second.
Yeah, but this is on soft tie. These guys on soft ties at the end of the session, trying to get the quick time, right? So
It's
it's
close enough. Yeah.
and the race is different. I mean, it's not it's not as easy to pass. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say Marquez can't pass. Not what I'm saying, but it is definitely it's possible. I mean, we'll see after Q2 where it does line up. Even KTM is in the mix. Brad Bender finished 5th overall. And we were expecting Pedro to be dominating this season so far, but it seems like Brad is our guy.
I'm a little disappointed in that, because last year the way he started off pretty strong, he kind of fell off mid-season and towards the end, and towards the end showed a few flashes. So I'm like, he has 1 year under his belt. He's not a rookie. Has a better bike now, but I don't know what's going on with Pedro. That's my guy. It's like, come on, man. I don't know. I can't call it with Pedro right now.
Right. Yeah, he's struggling. I mean, the bike has changed, so it's one of those things like I'd mentioned before. You're trying new parts, and it's a new bike where when you're on a quote unquote satellite. Because I don't know if Tech 3 was quite satellite last year. He wasn't the main guy testing the parts though.
Right.
So there's some of that. So do you think it's just it's normal for these rookies to kind of we get all excited because he was doing so well last year in the beginning of the season, and now he's just settling like a normal rookie would settle in. That you were like, or Hey Martin or Bagnaya, you know.
You could think so, but it's like, you know, you could try to parallel to say football. In the NFL, a lot of rookies start out good,
Mm-hmm.
then have what's called, that second year slump.
Yeah, right.
So it could be just that, or it could be like what you said. He's the lead rider now. Supposedly, hey, these parts run through you, test them out, and maybe he's not ready to actually build a bike,
Right,
because
right. Oh,
because he is young.
right. Yeah, and maybe similar to Pecco in the sense that these guys have known to struggle in the beginning of the season when they sorting the bike out,
Right.
more so. So we look at Zarco finishing 7. We look at the 2 Yamahas. I mean, this is the first time in a long time that we've seen so many different manufacturers in the top 10. I know it's only
Yes,
practice session, but still.
it still counts. Yeah, it does.
What are your thoughts about that?
No, it's good. Parity is always good. I like
Yeah.
seeing like a mix of all the bikes up front. Ducatis, Hondas, KTM's, Aprilas. But the 2 guys that I want to see, also the 2 guys now that are in the back besides Pedro,
Mm-hmm.
is Fabio Quartararo and Maverick. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's going on with those 2 guys?
Yeah, but Quattoraro, 8 in practice, right?
Should be
So,
happening.
he's there. I mean, Rins, he got a tow with Marquez and got that and finished sixth overall in practice. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but you would think that he would beat Rins at least,
Yeah, you I mean, I know. Let's bring Jordan in to the conversation. Welcome back, Jordan, man. Welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. How you doing? Sorry about all the craziness, technical difficulties, and traveling back and forth, and fun stuff going on during the day and during the week. But I hear the conversation, and I'm liking it already.
Nice. Yeah, man. We just talking about Yamaha and where they finished so far in the practice sessions, and just wanted to hear your thoughts on, Smitty saying he would have preferred Quattuaro to finish in front of Rins. But I was gonna ask, is Quattuaro a better rider than Rins? Because in Moto 2, Rins was a beast. And outside of, Rins hasn't won a championship probably due to injuries more than anything else when he was on that Suzuki.
Yeah, but yeah, I have to agree with Smitty that the present standings on it was very dismal. I was kind of almost sidelined by it because it just seemed like I was expecting a little bit more, and then right when they was getting to the meat of a qualifying, sometimes take a little bit of a break, and then next thing you know, he's just kind of like just sitting there waiting. It's like, dude, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? It's like,
Yeah.
he wasn't really talking to his mechanics too much. He wasn't really diving into anything. Wasn't really analyzing, speculating anything. He was just relaxing on his laurels, and for me, it was kind of like, hey, it's time to like put some fresh tires on. You got some clean air to do something. And 9 times out of 10, that's what they try to do. Try to, hey, I'm out here now. You guys gonna follow me? And then Quadraro just kind of just sat around. It wasn't the right time for it. I don't know what they were trying to shoot for, but it wasn't the right time. When everybody went down there for the 2-minute crash session, it was kind of like he couldn't get any clean air. He couldn't get anywhere where he needed to go to, where he would have went out at least a couple minutes beforehand. He would have been able to get at least 2 good laps in, and then it blew up in everybody's face. So I think it was just poor planning.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Ayagura? I mean, it's not it's not Thailand, but he's still in front of a lot of huge name: Morbidelli, Mir, Miller, Luca, Vinales. The list goes on. I mean, is he just kind of chilling, and we're probably going to see him, step up a few places tomorrow?
I think so. I think the rookies, mostly at this track, they are really not so setting the pace, but they're showing that they're not nothing to play around with. It's not like the aliens from a couple of years ago with Ben Spees coming in as a rookie, and they had a really good class. So the rookies right now is really trying to make their mark and let them know that, yeah, they're here for a reason. They're here to race. They're here to bump elbows and move people out of the way that may have got a little bit comfortable. And so, yeah, I think they're really going to be something to look out for.
Okay. All right. How about yourself, Smitty?
I mean, so I agree. He finished 10th today, like 11th, I think.
11th. So he got to go through
Yeah, I mean,
Q1 tomorrow.
I mean, it's impressive. Like I said, he's ahead of a lot of guys. So, say the Fabios, the Renzes. So, I mean, he's lighting things up right now. And I'm gonna go back a little bit to like last year with him and Joe Roberts. He's really shown that he deserved this ride and not Joe. And sad to say, but I'm a fan of Joe. But I agree with he's on the gas, just going, and riding hard. So got to give the guy his credit a lot. He proved he deserved that ride by a long shot.
He's definitely already doing that for sure.
Yeah.
It might not be too late for Joe for next season because Raul is down in 20th place today. I mean, that you can't have your rookie teammate showing you up like this. I mean, is he going through what the Augusta Fernandez went through last year with Pedro?
What you mean?
As far as when Pedro came into Tech 3, Raul Fernandez struggled, and he struggled throughout the whole year. I mean, and granted, this is only the second round of this year, but you know what I mean? Like Raul was showing promises last year at the British Grand Prix. I think after that a little bit as well. So he was starting to show some real promise as far as finishing high in the top 10.
True, and he's what right now? Like he's almost next to last place, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
And with all racing, the number one rule you want to be your teammate at least minimum.
Right.
And it's worse is when he's a rookie. So you know what I'm saying. So
right, and it's one of those things where I agree. No one expected him to do what he did at Thailand. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did. I shouldn't say no one. Maybe he did, but none of us thought that. We thought he had the best shot because he won the world title. And so I don't think Raul Fernandez was sitting here thinking like, oh, this dude's gonna come in the first round and show me up,
ass, right.
and literally exactly bust my ass, because that's literally what happened. So is that a mental thing that what I'm saying? Is this something for him to something for us to worry about there with him, or is it?
It's still early. It's still early. It's still kind of early. They're just breaking in this track. They've talked about it being greasy and not really being set for any speed. So, not to say it's not going to dictate what's going to happen. Definitely for the rest of the weekend. But I mean, it's still kind of early to I would say to judge everything just yet. But it's definitely shakes and new things that he's really jumping into. So hopefully that yeah, I'm looking at the times right now. It's kind of like everybody's really not off the pace, but I mean, top 10 is literally 0.8 seconds. So I mean, it's tight. So if you're not on the sharp end of the spear, then yeah, you're gonna get left back pretty fast.
Right.
And you say it's early for him to not worry, but worry start early. Honestly, I mean, your teammate who's rookie came in round one, embarrassed you. The start of round two is doing the same thing. Yeah, no, it's not too early to be worried about stuff. Or what's the name? La Fernandez.
Right. And
I mean, take note. I think you should definitely take note that, okay, what happened last week or, last round better not happen this round. I mean, for a team manager or anything like that, I'm definitely be like, hey, listen, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, it's still early in the championship, but
Okay.
for them in the same paddock and be like, he just took you out 5 places minimum. It's kind of like, yeah, it definitely take heed, but I mean, championship wise, stuff like that, it's kind of like it's still early. But yeah, if someone did something like that, I mean, even change some data, but hey, What you clicking on over there? I'm not
Right.
clicking over here. I don't know. I don't know how their synergy, the team synergy is, but I mean, for me, I'd be like, what are you doing? I'm not doing that. I need to be doing.
Right. And
Gotcha.
just keep in mind, Bezecchi and Ayagura is new on the bike. And he's been there. This is third year on the bike, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Was he on Yamaha for 1 year and then came over with Tech 3?
Raul?
Yeah, was he? I think he might have been with Yamaha for 1 year. And then when Tech 3 switched from Yamaha to KTM, he came over with Petronas. So he might only be. This might only be his second year.
Yeah.
Third year in the third year in the GP, but
Okay.
I think. Or yeah. Because he was on KTM first. He was on KTM with Remy, and then and then he switched over to Aprilia.
Okay. New bike, new challenges, new everything. I would say even the electronics are the same, but they've got their own little tweaks here and there. So it's a lot of things to kind of digest. And but I mean, they get paid the big bucks. That's what they get paid for. So hey, suck it up, move on,
Right.
Right.
do a wheelie.
All right, let's talk about Jack Miller, Vinales, Oliveira, and Bastianini. Bastianini finished 9th, even though he started 20th in the Thai Grand Prix. So he found his legs, and worked his way through, which he kind of did that at the beginning of last year on a Ducati as well. As coming back. So what are your guys' thoughts on those guys, where they are? I kind of heard, through the social media rumor, it might be Jack Miller's last year in MotoGP. Is it just more getting this right setup for these guys, or they should be performing a little bit better?
You know what? But I said it a couple weeks ago that these guys who are just sitting around 15th, 20th place for damn near 3-4 years, it's time to go. Let some new guys come in and get those new guys a shot. And Jack Miller, he's been around for a long time, and he really hasn't done much. He's he shows flashes here and there in qualifying, but race day he's just a jag. Just like another guy, and it's time to go. And I hate saying that because I'm just a casual fan, but it's like, we kind of want to see some new guys in. So
Right.
like make room for the Aaron Canet, the maybe Joe Roberts. You know what I'm saying? Make room for those guys and see what they could do. So
I mean, I almost have to agree that after a certain amount of time, if you're lingering down in 22nd, 23rd, 24th place,
yeah,
and you're not making any serious progress, or like I said, seeing any flash, then yeah, move over for the guys who want to be there, or who have seen, not say the light, but who want to be on the big stage, and who's going to perform. Because getting paid, they get paid a good amount of money, regardless if they're 15th place or 23rd place.
right.
I mean, for me, it's just kind of like, I think all of us, quote me if I'm wrong, any one of us would, break a leg literally just to get a chance to throw a leg, the other good leg,
Right.
over a MotoGP bike. And I'm going to do the best I can. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Press conference, yeah, bring it on. I'll do that too. Qualifying, I'll learn how to qualify. I'll go to whoever class I need to and learn how to qualify, just so I can keep my seat and be competitive. But if guys know, oh, I've got 2 years, whatever, I'll sit back and, collect this free paycheck. I agree with Smitty. It's like, dude, let some other fresh blood in that's really going to attack and show up and really, bring drama, or bring the heat. Because some guys over here just ain't doing it.
No doubt. Okay, I feel you. What about Vinales and Bastianini? I don't think you're putting those guys in those categories, but is it just new to a new bike, and they just need probably maybe all year to figure this bike out? 6 rounds, 10 rounds.
I mean, so the Beast, he's not in that boat quite yet. And the reason why I say that, remember when he was trying to get the factory seat and he didn't get it and went to Martin?
No, he got the factory seat.
No,
He got,
I'm sorry, he got it, but I'm bad. But he's
he got
getting,
like a year later.
yeah, he's falling down each year. He's not a bad guy quite yet. He showed flashes of being up front,
He
winning
finished
races.
4th overall last year.
Yeah. But I'm saying, right now, I'm saying on the bike he's on, he's what, in the back.
Yeah.
So
21st.
So I ain't saying get rid of him now, but he needs to step it up. So because he is a fast guy. So
Right.
and this bike's shown that it's not a bad bike at all because Bender is in 5th on the same
Right.
bike.
Yeah.
So
and how about Vinales?
yeah, I don't know. Maverick, he's been around. He's won on every bike he's been on. So give him a chance.
Okay, all right.
He ain't a bump quite yet, man.
Well,
not quite yet, but he's almost there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect more out of Vinales. Mostly, he was on 2, not to say horrible bikes, but he was on 2 subpar bikes, and he was able to pull a podium out. So, I mean, if you're able to do that, be on a subpar bike, get a podium, even if it's 3rd place, and fight for. I can't remember how far off he was when he actually did get a podium with the Suzuki bike. But he was able to fight something out. I'm like, dude, you're on the KTM that's shown a lot of promise. Testing, pre-testing, qualifying, the whole thing, and even race pace. Like I said, you got Bender on 5th, so it's like, come on. You expect a little bit more. I expect a little bit more.
So do I.
Hold the Maverick name high, and put a target on someone's back and chase a carrot. Something, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm expecting more.
Yeah, put back on that Batman mask and start being up front again.
For real, yeah. So yeah.
All right. You didn't get a chance, Jordan, to talk about Honda. Honda is looking really good. Yamaha is looking really good. Did you think it would happen this soon? And is it just the flash?
I wish I would have had my my Yamaha shirt on today because I'm still Yamaha. Honda, even with the new sponsor, I still think that they're competitive. Are they just as fast, just as powerful as they were before? No, not anymore. But I still think they have, give them on the right track, then they can really show what they're kind of made of. I'm not too sure if they still have the same data guy that they had a couple years ago because I think they lost him. That was really key when Mark was winning and what's his name was winning on Honda. Casey.
Okay.
Casey. Yeah, Stosa. Casey Stoner. They had a data guy on there that was just on point. And I don't think he's there anymore. And I think that's the reason why Castrol Honda is now what they are. So they're gonna have to I would say almost figure it out.
Okay.
But Zarco wasn't doing that bad though. Zarco was up top 5th. I think he ended up 7th. He was top 5, so he's still trying to do a French flip.
I know he is. So let's talk about the weekend. What do you guys think? Who's going to pull it out for the weekend in MotoGP in the sprint race and the GP race?
Oh, I mean, for the sprint, you know what I'm gonna say anyway for my number 1, so I ain't gotta say it again.
Bezecchi.
No, but look, So I'm surprised that the other Marquez, Alex, how well he's doing. I see him getting
Yeah.
on. I see him getting on the podium, and Bezecchi, those two, second and third place. Flip it either way.
Okay.
I'm actually going for Morbidelli and Acosta for second or third. I'm hoping that Bezecchi can actually pull a rabbit out and actually get the win. Like I said, I told you before, I'm not a Mark Marquez fan. I'm not jumping on today. I'm not jumping on tomorrow. It ain't happening.
Look, there's room, man. You could jump on it. There's a lot of room. A lot of
I
room.
think he's a great racer. The format doesn't quite fit his style.
What you
Even
mean?
Bagnaia pulled a couple of wins out last year, which was almost surprising. So, like I said, Acosta, he's really showing his grit in the sprint races. So, stick with him.
Okay, but hold on. Question: what you mean format does not fit Mark's style? What you mean by that?
Eh, It's almost like a sprint race to him, and he's more of a tactician. He doesn't really just go out and just haul the mail on lap one and then keep it pinned.
Okay,
He tried doing that a couple years ago and he fell on his face too many times. So he now kind of plays a little bit, not say cat and mouse, but plays a little bit cat and mouse to where he knows at the end he can actually get those two or three spaces, two or three spots, and sneak past. That's not say that's what he did with the last race because of that stupid tire rule. But he's known to do that. Come from the back, come from behind, and then
yeah,
just
okay,
pace himself up front. He's really not a leader just to hit the target up front and then just keep on going. So as I said, I think it's not his thing 9 times out of 10.
okay. I get it. So Lorenzo is the guy that's good riding in first place.
Yeah, he'll pull
Everybody's
up
not.
front. Lorenzo will pull up front and he'll
Stay
he'll
there.
he'll pull a 10th out, he'll hammer down, or if he needs to, keep the pace, then he'll keep the pace and he'll butter it up. But yeah, Lorenzo will definitely do that. And
Okay,
Casey will just hammer all the time. He'll just be like, I don't care how many seconds I got ahead. He'll just keep on going. Um, Danny's a tactician, also mostly on the Honda. When he was on Honda, he'll kind of stay behind and pace himself to get to the front, and then last lap, 2 laps left, he'll kind of, eke out a little bit of a lead. So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Understood.
Okay. No doubt. I think that's about it, guys. We could talk Moto 2. No.
Yeah. We could. We talk
Um,
about Gonzalez, my guy Alonso Lopez. I do like Lopez a lot. I talked about him quite a bit last year, so he's stepping up this year. So I like Lopez.
right.
Jake Dixon, the Brit,
Yeah, Jake Dixon is doing well. He's I wouldn't say struggled last round, but he's similar to Miller in a sense that he'll do really well, and then other times he'll kind of fall back.
True. Inconsistent, basically.
Yeah.
Inconsistency is what I don't like. But sometimes it is what it is. They'll play their cards, and they'll whatever game plan they have set up in the pit area, we don't know about until they actually go out on a track. But sometimes it's just aggravating. Sometimes for me, so I guess they don't want to show the card. Moto
Right.
two is
Okay.
so tight; they don't want to show the card early. Show the card early. We know what tire pressure you're doing, what sector you're good at, blah blah blah, and then next thing yeah, stuff's happening that you don't want to happen. So.
Right.
Got you. What are your thoughts on Canet? I mean, he's 6th overall. Roberts look a lot better this weekend than Thailand so far as in practice. So I'm excited to see that. What are your thoughts on those two guys?
So I think like Knet did crash today. He got hurt a little bit, but I'm not fully sure. I gotta look that up later on. But he's what fourth place. Knet, where's he at?
Fifth, I believe.
Sorry, fifth. Yeah, fifth. But so I mean, yeah, I like him. I think he'd have a
Sixth. Sorry.
okay. He should have a good weekend. Joe Roberts, he's on 6/10 off of first place and back then with eighth place.
Right.
So we'll see. Joe, but Joe he's one of those other guys also. He could run with the top 5 group or the bottom 5. Like I don't know what's going on. I think Joe is mental, honestly.
Well, he's getting over an injury. I mean, that was his big thing last year because he was in the running for the championship until he got hurt.
But that's been every year.
Broke the collarbone. Getting hurt?
No. Just like you don't know what to expect out of Joe.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think last year was until he got hurt was it was a really good year. So it was closer to the top, more consistent.
And leading for a little bit championship.
Yeah, and leading the championship for a little bit. What are you thinking, Jordan?
Jake Dixon. I'm expecting Darren Bender. I still like Darren Bender. I'm waiting for him to kind of show his hand. Knet has always been, even in Moto3, he's always been kind of a wild man. So, dude, yeah. I know him for sometimes you piss him off. You say the wrong thing to Knet, and you don't know what type of Knet you're gonna get.
Right.
You're gonna get a winning Knet or a flipping Knet, depending on which one you want. So I think it's gonna be a good battle. Hopefully, if Knet can really keep his composure.
Gotcha. You guys
tattoos.
Well, he got them all over his body, so
I think he's had it from neck to groin.
Yeah,
that boy is.
Don't trust men with neck tattoos.
I ain't gonna say that. Right. That's what I was gonna say. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say nothing. You mentioned Bender. Do you think Bender? I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 years he spent in MotoGP. Do you think that hurt him in Moto2? Because he seemed to struggle a bit when he came into Moto2, and I felt like you look at I would say Sam Lowe's, but Sam Lowe's was in Moto2 and went to MotoGP and went back, where Bender skipped Moto2 and went to GP from Moto3.
Moto3.
Yeah. So you think that kind of that adjustment?
I think it hurt him. I think it hurt him a little bit because I mean, if you get the taste of MotoGP, and then you can't handle it, whether the pressure or the technology or the bike itself, the power of it, vice versa, the combination of all those things together, you can't really get that piece to sync. It's there, but it is just not there. And then you have to kind of bounce back. Yeah, I think it's a mind game also. Yeah, I think that it kind of hurt him just a little bit, but I think he can also bounce back too. All those guys are pretty young. I think Knet's the oldest one out of all of them, but all of them are pretty young to adjust and sit down for a couple minutes. Have someone point them in the right direction and then let them loose.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to what I said, about a half hour ago. In GP, those back 15 to 20 guys, eventually they got to go because guys like Knet, who will, I don't want to say age out of Moto2, but they're getting older, and Moto2 is legit a young man's race, and it's time for him to move up a little bit. So make room for those guys because I mean you can't hog a seat.
Yeah, I agree.
And at times that's kind of what it seems like.
No doubt.
Same thing with Roberts. He's been in Moto2, for how long now? Like 6 years, right? I think
so.
It's been a while.
I think he was 2 years with. I think this is his 7th year. I think it was 2 years with the American racing team. Then he went over to the Altran for a couple of years, and then came back.
I know I think about his 5th, maybe 6th year. that he's been in Moto 2? Because you said 2 years with American Racing. I think we had a 2-year contract with Altrans.
Yeah.
Now he's with them.
So I
And
think this is a 6 season.
yeah, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
And I
That's a
remember
lot.
him winning the championship here in America when he finally got that ride over there. So, I mean, he's almost to the age that I think he left over here when he was, what, 20, something like 19 or 20 years old.
All right.
So now he's 25, 26-ish. Yeah, he's going to age out, or he should age out relatively fast. So I agree.
Okay. No doubt. All right, guys. I want to thank you for coming on for this recap. Tell people how they can find you.
Smitty, Smith Shot Racing. That's it.
One hitter quitter. That's it.
That's it. YouTube, Instagram, Smith Shot Racing. Easy to find.
Easy to find.
I wish I was that easy. Jordan Long Unlimited at Jade Unlimited. Hit me on Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook is still down, so whoever has my Facebook page, then you know who you are. But Jade Unlimited, hit me up, and definitely I'm pulling up a donate me page so I can go back to racing, so I can do my Motor America stuff. So hit me up.
Nice.
There you go. Nice. Go to freedomcyclenh.com or go to the store in New Hampshire, Concord, New Hampshire. Tell them B4evaKool sent you. Get some discounts, save some money. Also, I want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, and commenting. All those comments, I try to respond to most of them, but there's a lot of them. But nonetheless, I do want to thank everyone. And don't forget to continue to like and subscribe. My name is Rex45.
Smitty.
Jordan.
Peace.